everybody, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and this week's contract tip has to do with the time limit in the contracts. This is a very widely misunderstood concept in the GAR, Georgia Association of Realtor contracts, and in the RE Forms contracts. So the time limit of offer is just that. It is the time limit within which those terms are open for acceptance. A lot of agents mistakenly think of this time limit as the time frame within which the other party or the other agent is to respond. It has nothing to do with response time unless that party is going to accept the terms without any change. So the time limit of the offer means that these terms as presented, whether it be an initial offer from a buyer to a seller or a counter offer back from a seller to a buyer or a further counter offer within the process from a buyer to a seller. But the last person making the offer or counter offer, if there is a time limit on that offer or counter offer, it means that those terms as stated and presented in writing in that offer or counter offer are open for acceptance only through that time frame. So the other party, let's just for simplicity purposes, let's make it a buyer's initial offer to a seller with a time limit. That means the seller has the option of either accepting those terms as they are without any changes, and they must accept them prior to the expiration of that time limit in order to have an enforceable contract. Or the seller can outright reject those terms, or the time limit of the offer in and of itself can expire. Now, if that party makes a counteroffer, then it is a whole new offer or counteroffer and has nothing to do with the time limit. So in the GAR contract form, under paragraph A11, time limit of offer, it says the offer set forth herein expires at blank o'clock on the date. And if the party receiving the offer makes a counteroffer, then those terms were not accepted. A party may not accept a contract after the time limit. Those terms weren't open for acceptance. You do not have a binding contract if a party signs the contract or the offer or the counteroffer if that time frame is outside of the time limit. In the RE form, in the actual purchase and sale agreement, the contract for purchase and sale of residential real property, it says this offer is open for acceptance until blank o'clock on blank date. And acceptance after that time shall be considered a counteroffer. And if you get a counteroffer, you have to go back and get signatures again. Basically, an offer is any counteroffer to an initial offer or any counteroffer to received counteroffer terminates the original offer being delivered. So again, agents and parties tend to misunderstand that concept widely. It has nothing to do with response time unless that response is a signature without any changes. Once there's a change, that constitutes a counteroffer. That counteroffer may have a completely separate time frame to the counteroffer. Now remember, a party making an offer or a counteroffer may always withdraw it prior to the expiration of the time limit. If there is no time limit on it, then the courts will determine what a reasonable amount of time is for that party, for it to expire. So if you are a buyer or a seller and you write an offer or counteroffer without a time limit, you need to remember to withdraw it before you accept another offer, if you're a seller especially. And again, two parties may not have a binding contract if the acceptance of those terms is after the time limit of the offer, because those terms weren't open for acceptance. Again, it has everything to do with accepting the terms as they are presented without any changes. It has nothing to do with just responding. If a party is going to respond and change the terms, it's a counteroffer and everything starts over again. Hope this helps. Again, thank you for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education.